Wake up, Joe! Wake up! Grab yourself a cup of Joe! You can finally fix your tie. You can fix more than you tie. You can fix it. So I've talked about this since the new 5-star featured crystal. You see, Kabam has this new pattern of leaking buffs based off of who's going to be in the next several months of the new featured crystal. Sometimes it's a 5-star, sometimes it's a 6-star. And while I generally appreciate the information, I still miss the old way of doing things where about 33% or roughly 1/3 of the crystal pool would be God tier or beyond God tier or at least demigod tier that didn't need buffs. It was just really exciting. You know? Instead of going for Yellow Jacket and OG Black Panther, maybe it would have been more fun to go for Medusa and Hyperion. Or Stark Spidey and Nick Fury, you know? But I have to respect the new process. It's a new day and it's a new pattern. And what I do on this channel is deliver you information to hopefully make it easier for you to digest it for yourself. And the nice thing about Joe can't fix himself until he can with a December buff is that he's long overdue. And Kabam has wanted to target him just like they did Hulkbuster for the last couple years. I know that because when I asked Kabam way back in 2018 if they were planning on buffing Hulkbuster and Joe Fixit, they said that is at the top of our list of things to do. Hulkbuster they got to relatively quickly. Joe Fixit, not so much. What's interesting, though, is that Joe Fixit is joined by Hawkeye, someone that, though I understand why he could use somewhat of a buff, he is at the top of the list of underrated champions in the game because his special one, especially when he's awakened, is so good. But even if he's not, between the power drain and the bleed, it's pretty effective. He's one of the original reasons why I invested so many points into Deep Wounds. I used to bring in Hawkeye before I was on Suicide Masteries and just fire that special one awfully fast. And I love players that have a great special one because it's obviously easier to get to a special 1 than a special 2 or a special 3. I'm hoping he gets a buff that makes him kind of like what Nebula is now. Somebody who retains what makes him good and just makes him even better. It also is not lost on me that the December month is the first full month, though I think it is technically at the end of this month in November maybe, that the new Hawkeye TV show, which takes place over the holidays, I think in the Christmas season, is going to hit Disney+. So it makes sense from a marketing standpoint, and sense is in both sense and sense, C-E-N-T-S, makes dollars, to buff Hawkeye during this time. Thank you, Kabam, for taking two of the most oldest or OG champions in the game and giving us a reason to get excited. I think a lot of people have Hawkeye. Not as many people have Joe Fixit because he is indeed a rare trophy champ in the 5-star, and so you can only get him from the basic as a 6-star. Obviously, you can get Joe Can't Fix Himself now in the 5-star featured. And that's part of why Kabam does this too, because they know that the featured crystal can be a little less exciting or underwhelming to go for on average if you're not that excited about the new featured champ pool. Like, let's say you already have Hercules and Kitty Pryde. Well, you may not want to get anything else, you know? You might just want to sit back and wait. I don't know. What I do know is that this is good news. But I also have to say, the last time I said that was good news and I was really excited was for Guillotine. And remember how that went? Prof, you shouldn't have said good news because it was bad news. And we don't like her buff, and we still think Ant-Man should have won that poll, and everything is rigged. And so I have learned from that. Though Nebula has given us, I think, some hope back. I think we can all agree Nebula's better now. We liked her before. But let's wait and see how good this is. It seems like Hawkeye is pretty hard to screw up, but so is Guillotine. And they took out some of her best utility in her kit before giving us maybe some of it back. I don't know. They should still go back to Guillotine as they did the Hood and just start from scratch with more input from the CCP. But Joe Fixit, he can't fix anything. He can't even fix his hair. Look, it's in his eyes. It's in his face. Come on, Joe. Get yourself together. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I appreciate the info. Buffed. Time to hear your thoughts.